নমস্কার সবাইকে। আমি বাংলায় আজকে স্টার্ট করছি না, হিন্দিতে বলতে হবে, বাট বাংলায় স্টার্ট করে নিই। অল ওয়েলকাম রঞ্জিত বাজাজ স্যার। রঞ্জিত বাজাজ স্যার আমাদের মাঝে এসেছেন উইথ হিজ বিজি শিডিউলের মধ্যেও টাইম বার করে এসেছেন, তার জন্য থ্যাংক ইউ अगेन স্যার। And আজকে today we will discuss about India versus Uzbekistan, an important game tomorrow, very very important game, and East Bengal and Mohun Bagan's derby, which is also on Friday. So two big games lined up. Excited sir, and कैसा लग रहा है? It's
In
I'm
fact,
very happy
I'm
that you're
very,
back.
yes, thank you first of all for having me, my brother. And it's always great to be back on Indian food and football. See, bhai, I think it's really exciting times coming, especially with the kind of matches coming up with us playing Uzbekistan. It's huge. And also, Dhabi, obviously, that's always huge. And especially with now with East Bengal doing so well in the matches, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है because अब पहले तो it was like in the last years when East Bengal was playing in the I League and they Mohun Bagan was not, so they already had an advantage because they had a better squad. तो अब and also because of coach change हुआ है, results change हुए, तो अब अच्छा लगेगा. I think I want to see again those full huge stadiums full of the derby crowds, and I think it will return very soon.
Hopefully. We'll go to the derby game. Firstly, coming back to the India's game, how India played against Australia. There has been discussion amid all the fans and all the experts available. They said large chunk of the population, what I've seen or what I've heard in Indian football fraternity, they are quite happy with the way Indian played, the way India played. Because personally, if you ask me from 2011, this was an improvement, and we have to accept that improvement has happened. And sir, you would also agree because in 2011, you have seen the game, and now also you see the game. India has played a very much improved game.
And
So
by the way, so in 2000,
yes,
but you have to see in 2011 we were just coming off a 2010 3-1 victory over Vietnam.
yes.
And then you have to see how far Vietnam has gone and how far we have gone. Have we gone far enough?
Correct, sir. Correct. So,
So,
I
yes, it is a good thing. Yes, it's a great thing. I think we have come a long way, and we are definitely going in the wrong direction, so right direction. But if things were done properly, we could have probably been double of Vietnam what I had just done. Why? Because we are India. We are a continent. We are not a country. So that kind of
correct.
power coming behind something. अगर हमारा एक स्टेट उड़ीसा जैसा स्टेट है उसने एक स्पोर्ट को वर्ल्ड पावर बना दिया हमें हॉकी में द्वारा, just one state. And I think Bengal has the power to do that. If Mamta Di actually comes and says, okay, fine, I'm going to do what Odisha did and I'm going to focus totally on football. In 10 years, you'll see results immediately. But क्या चाहिए उसके लिए? 800 turfs बनाए हैं उन्होंने. So we need 800 world-class pitches all over Bengal. So the day we get that, Bengal will be a superpower, yes, but India will be a superpower.
Sure. Sir, one question to you. I think people are always they always say me that what influence that Igor Stimac has brought to this team, because this is you know him very personally. आप उनसे बात करते रहते हो, and I have also seen him that वो भी आपको follow करते रहते हैं, आपके जितना भी Instagram में कहीं पे भी आप when you say something, he's always there to support. So as a human being, Igor Stimac का influence क्या रहा है as a coach to this team, because ये team जो खेल रही है
भाई,
सब बोले बताइए.
yeah, I really think that he has brought in the warrior mentality, जो हमारे में पहले नहीं था. We are willing now to, जो सिर्फ कई बारी बीच में एक दो प्लेयर्स में मिलता था, जो आता था और then he used to stand out के oh my god ये warrior mentality है. Whereas के या तो जैसे बॉल जाएगा या बंदा जाएगा, जैसे हमारा पहले बंगाल या पंजाब में फुटबॉल होता था या बॉल या बंदा. And that's what Sandesh Jhingan did to us for that day, and Deepak Tangri did, and all those boys did. They had a heroic performance. And see, Qatar में जो हम game खेले थे and we drew with them 0-0, and Gurpreet Singh Sandhu had a great match. There was just one player who had a great match that day. Here the entire team played like warriors. Nobody was afraid of them in any way कि वो हमारे से better है. Whereas in 2011, the same team which had beaten Vietnam, somehow उनके दिमाग में था कि these Australians are better than us. Whereas this team didn't have that. So ये जो warrior mentality which has come in because of Igor Stimac, which is very, very special. Never say die attitude, no matter what the odds are. Doesn't matter if we are missing Anwar Ali or we are missing Jackson or we are missing Ashik or we are missing Sahel. We'll still bloody give you a performance and you'll have to fight for your win. So वो जो आया है, that is world class. I love it.
सर एक चीज मेरे को बताइए सर, इगोर साहब ने बहुत बार बोला भी था, हम लोग भी काफी वोकल थे कैंप को लेके, कैंप थोड़ा ज्यादा मिलता तो अच्छा होता। उज्बेकिस्तान जहां पर एक महीने का एक ब्रेक लेके आ रहा है, बिकॉज दे हैड अ कैंप ऑफ 1 month। सीरिया आल्सो आर हैविंग अ गुड ब्रेक बिफोर द एशियन कप। कोई वी हैव नॉट अरेंज्ड अ सिंगल फ्रेंडली बिफोर द दिस एशियन कप से पहले एक भी प्रैक्टिस गेम नहीं खेले। आपको नहीं लगता वी कुड हैव प्रिपेयर्ड आवरसेल्फ बेटर? आपको नहीं
So why
लगता
we
सर?
can keep blaming AIFF or FSDL or ISL or players? You know, at the end of the day, we have results count, not reasons. Nobody looks at कि क्यों इंडिया क्वालिफाई नहीं किया। सारी दुनिया को नहीं पता है, सिर्फ इंडियंस को पता है कि ये प्रॉब्लम्स थी, that is why we didn't do well. The whole world just sees the result. Okay, what was the result? And they see that India is still not doing well, even though they have so much. Now, in fact, there is not even one team in the Asian Cup which has not had practice match except India. Everybody had. There's not even one team which didn't have a proper preparatory camp. There's not even one team जिसके लिए पूरी league was not stopped. All the leagues were stopped. Even in AFCON, bloody, the players are being sent from the Premier League clubs back to join to Africa countries. So you have to take continental competitions very, very seriously. How seriously? Much more seriously than your league. Your league stands nowhere in it. So unless and until you are willing to close your league for that time and give your coach proper preparation time, and then you can't expect him to get you results and hold him accountable. That is why he was
Correct.
not willing to sign another contract, saying that, see, end of the day, the blame is going to come on the coach. Coach fair. But then coach, you don't let them train, you don't let them practice, you don't let them do anything. You sent him to Asian Cup with a team which is not his. For example, if you even make me a coach today of any big ISL club, and I say, okay, fine, but you can't train, you can't have any camp, you can't have any matches, practice matches, and you can't even select your own team. We will tell you which players are free and you can take them. Tell me one ISL coach who will actually be able to do anything about it. So it's not ISL or I League or under 13, 15. Even this is the basics of football. You need a camp, you need matches, and that is what periodic training is. You need to have a proper 2-week camp, 3-week camp, and then have matches. So you need at least 45 days of preparation if you want to go and do something in the tournament. Otherwise, there's no point. See, it's not that we qualify for the Asian Cup every time. भाई इतनी मुश्किल से की है, and just because you've qualified it the second time, you just taking it like this. Do you understand that this is a way of your qualification for the World Cup? This helps your ranking. This helps your coefficient. In fact, imagine. So I'm just giving you an example. Suppose tomorrow, today, some Indian young boy who was playing, like suppose it was Naurav Mahesh playing, he scored 2 goals against Australia. Just saying, it can be your day. You can score.
Yes.
And he scores another goal against Uzbekistan because he had the 5 best days of his life and he gets the first Indian to get a European contract. Why not? Where do you think they will get contracts from? After seeing the performances against teams like Australia. So imagine if these Indians had done well, they could have been the first Indians to be offered. Suppose Anwar Ali was there and there was a, because if from the Australian league, if Australians can go play in the Premier League, and then we have a match against Australia, and one Indian player dominates the Australian players, why won't he be picked up by the Premier League?
Correct.
But if you don't take it seriously and don't give them a chance and tell them all you have to do is just defend, and maybe just get one chance and score because you have never played together for more than 5 days, what's the point?
एक्चुअली लॉन्ग कैंप का होना भी काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है। जो हम लोग देखें, इंडिया को जब भी लॉन्ग कैंप मिलता है तो गेम में भी उसका आधा है डिफरेंस, तो मैंने देखा है, ये होता भी है। एक क्वेश्चन आपके लिए, बिकॉज नेशनल टीम का बात, अनवर अली के बारे में बात भी होगा, प्लेसिंग कितना टाइम लगेगा अनवर अली को, स्पेशली मोहन बागान सपोर्टर्स, जनता को बहुत टेंशन
So to not only Mohun Bagan supporters, नहीं, the entire country, especially our Indian supporters of the Indian team want to know. So see, and you have to see, एक वो कहते हैं कि एक प्लेयर से क्या फर्क पड़ता है, जमीन आसमान का फर्क पड़ता है। कितना? अगर वो प्लेयर कौन सा हो, सपोज सुनील छेत्री is at his peak and you lose Sunil Chhetri, and the last 10 years if we didn't have Sunil Chhetri, हमारी रैंकिंग 135 140 होता,
सही बात।
ठीक है. So it's about who is missing, and Anwar's missing has made a huge difference to Mohan Bagan's performance, and Mohan Bagan has not been able to build up properly from the back. It's a huge difference. Then with all the other injuries in the team, it's a huge difference. Then with the Indian team, it's a huge difference. So good news is that the injury is totally healed. He's back onto the field. That is why his strengthening was started here. So people think वो थोड़ा unfit हो गया, मोटा नहीं हो गया वो. हमने उसको ऊपर से, because his leg was injured, we made sure that his upper body is big now, because that was the only thing he was missing as centre back. Because centre back का पहला काम है अपने बंदे को कंट्रोल करना इस हाथ से. That's it.
एकदम.
If he's not able to use this hand, which is his screening hand, he can't do anything. That's all with upper body and core strength. So वो we got time to work on, and that injury healed. उसके बाद अब he is going to get proper rehab and strengthening of those muscles, because वो cast में था पूरा leg, तो उसमें muscle atrophy होती है. Muscle atrophy is wasting of the muscles. So left and right में बड़ा imbalance हो गया. अब वो उस muscle को build करेंगे, उसके बाद स्ट्रेंथनिंग करेंगे, उसके बाद प्रैक्टिस मैचेस या पहले ट्रेनिंग ऑन द ग्राउंड होएगा, प्रैक्टिस मैचेस होंगे. सो आई वुड थिंक 1 month more minimum before he comes onto the field.
मतलब एंड ऑफ मैंने एंड ऑफ फरवरी
End
पकड़ते
of
चले.
February, end of February से पहले.
सो आई थिंक सबको समझने में इजी होगा. आई थिंक आपने बोल दिया, आई थिंक गॉडफादर ने बोल दिया तो सब सही होगा. सो सर एक क्वेश्चन था आपसे. एक्चुअली मैं आपसे बहुत दिन नहीं पूछूंगा, मैं सोच भी रहा था. सर कल का मैच से आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो एज एन इंडियन फुटबॉल फैन? देखिए यू हैव बीन वेरी वोकल, यू आर इंडियन फुटबॉल को आप जो सपोर्ट करते हो, आई थिंक वेरी लेस पीपल डू इट इन दैट वॉल्यूम, एंड बहुत कम आदमी को मैंने देखा है. सो आपको कैसा लगा? व्हाट डू यू एक्सपेक्ट एज एन इंडियन फैन? What do you expect from tomorrow's game?
I
Tough
really
game.
expect us to give them a tough run for their money. I have seen now, why I believe that is because I have seen that पूरे एशिया में the जितना वो distance था between the top countries and the bottom countries, that has become less. And it's not only for India. It's like you saw Vietnam, like you saw Lebanon, like you saw Oman, like you saw all the countries which are supposed to be small, but they are doing so well in football. So and then we saw us thinking कि हमारा, because that's what we think as Indians, हमारा तो बहुत बैंड बजने वाला है. We underestimate our Indians, and I think we can give them a good solid performance. See, in football, I always say that luck is a huge factor. So we need little bit of luck favoring our ways, and obviously the referee not being obviously anti-Indians for some reason all the time. So अगर हमारे को हमारे खुद के इंडियन रेफरी इंडिया के आईएसएल में हमारे इंडियन से एंटी है, तो बाहर के तो होंगे. So that is another topic for discussion. But see, if that goes, we have little bit of luck. Like for example, that Sunil Chhetri header, instead of going this side of the bar, gone in, it would have been a different game altogether. Okay, then we could have actually gone low block and defended low block and protected that lead, and anything could have happened. Maybe 1-1, even a draw. So what I think we should do is that we should go all out, because we think that even our bench strength should be as good as those Uzbekis. See, I know उनकी ranking high है, उनकी ranking हमारे से बहुत high है, and they have given great performances against European teams also this year. But we have not given great performances again because we've not played any European teams. अगर आप मेरे को 10 European teams से खिला देते, I guarantee you, if it was a proper preparatory camp and they had done it, I guarantee you 2-3 result हम भी अच्छे निकाल देते, which would have shocked the world. Because that is what football is, bhai. That is why Minerva won a title against East Bengal and Mohan Bagan. Why? Because a small team will beat the big team. Right now, India, I would say small football में small team. So हमारा दिन आएगा, but हमारे को अगर तुम दिन में जाने नहीं दोगे, तुम्हारा दिन कैसे आएगा? तो हमारे अगर प्रैक्टिस मैच तुम अच्छे कंट्री से खिलाओगे नहीं और हमारे को हर बार खिलाओगे ये हमारे नेबर्स के साथ, नो डिसरिस्पेक्ट टू देम, तो हाउ आर वी गोना डू?
सही बात. सर कल क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो? सुनील छेत्री के जगह पे कोई ईशान पंडिता को खिलाया जाए? आपको क्या लगता है? यू थिंक सुनील छेत्री का भी आस्ते-आस्ते, यू थिंक दैट
No, now is not the time. I'll tell you. This is where Sunil Chhetri will give his life for the country. this is the match and the next match, because he knows these are amongst his last matches for the country. So lot of people who don't know सुनील छेत्री, जो नए आजकल के फैंस हैं, तो उनके लिए उन्होंने पहले नहीं देखा कि वो क्या ग्रेट खेलता था और क्या ग्रेट मैन था. So for him to leave his legacy, and also he is not very far off from lot of records. So
Correct.
I would say that he would give it his life, and I would say, and if I was the coach, I would want Ishan to come on later on, because I have seen in every match where he's come on and a substitute, no matter what happens, who he's playing against, he has scored, man. So when you see that there is someone who can be your magic substitute, who can do this in every match, then you should use him. I'm not saying he's not using him. I'm saying I think that Ishan can be used for India as a magic substitute when everyone else is tired. You put him on when 10-15 minutes are left, he'll get you a result. He'll get you a goal.
Correct, correct. Sir, कल क्या 5-man backline? Or do you think 5-man backline tomorrow, or do you think a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1?
I would say a 5-man backline, because that can be converted into a 5-4-1 very easily then in defense. So yes, we in attack we can be even a 3-5-2 then going up, and then a 3-5-2 actually becomes a 3-2-5. मतलब 5 अगर जब attack चल रहा होता है तो 3-2-5 हो जाता है, because our wing backs also go up, and then you've got 3 people up, so it becomes a 3-2-5. That's a very good formation to play. It's a very defensive and offensive formation. And when you don't have regular people, that's the best thing to play, because then you have
Correct.
extra protection and you have 2-on-1 protection on the wings. And Uzbeki wings are very, very quick. I think we need 2-on-1 protection on the wings.
Sure, sure, sure. So, do you think tomorrow Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, after that game, I think he had a very average game. I not say poor game. I think he had a very average game last day. So, do you think Gurpreet will have will
See, bhai,
start tomorrow?
see, I'll tell you. And I say this for even Amrinder. Class is permanent, form is temporary. तो अब मुझे सारे इंडियन फुटबॉल फैंस बता दें कि when was the last time you saw Gurpreet Singh Sandhu have an average game? And you'll have to actually scratch your head and think about it. The same way, when you ask about when was the last time, before the last game, Amrinder had that horrible game. Before that game, when was the last time he had a horrible game in club or other football? See, they've been selected because they've been doing consistently well.
Consistent.
So one day, so अब ये क्या है, उसका एक mistake है. So I'm a goalkeeper, I feel very strongly about this. So उसका एक mistake है. But why, nobody blames Sunil Chetri or Ishan Pandita. I'm just taking the forwards' name. It's nothing against them, or Manveer Singh for my matter, or anyone else who's playing in the forward line. They can miss 4 sitters. मतलब जो मैं भी जाके score कर देता, and even I could just do this also and score. ठीक है? But वो end में एक goal कर देंगे and they'll be heroes. Goalkeeper will play great throughout the match. He will make one mistake. So that's the life of a goalkeeper. But the main thing was what? You saw on social media, he came on and accepted his mistake. And he says, yes, I put my hand up. I made a mistake.
Yes, he said.
So everybody does that. Sometimes you've seen Anwar Ali give away penalties. You've seen Sandesh Jingan give away howlers. Everybody has a bad day. And that's what football is. And nobody can be perfect. Thank you, Abhijit. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you.
सर एक चीज आपको एक पूछना था. आई थिंक मैं कल का मैच के लिए मैं थोड़ा टेंस्ड हूं, बिकॉज लास्ट टाइम व्हेन वी प्लेड, मैं वही सोच रहा था, वाज गोइंग थ्रू, आई वाज सीइंग लास्ट टाइम व्हेन वी प्लेड वाज इन 2001 अगेंस्ट उज्बेकिस्तान. सो हम लोग इतना कम खेलते हैं अगेंस्ट गुड ओपोनेंट्स, इट बिकॉज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. मेरे को देखना पड़ रहा था. आई थिंक वी लॉस्ट दैट गेम 2-1 से हम लोग हारे थे. एंड दैट उज्बेकिस्तान टीम एंड दिस उज्बेकिस्तान टीम में काफी अंतर है. एंड दिस उज्बेकिस्तान, सब बोल रहे हैं इस बार वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफाई करना चाहिए. एवरीबॉडी सेइंग दिस इज द गोल्डन जनरेशन ऑफ उज्बेकिस्तान. एल्डोर फिर भी कल इज नॉट प्लेइंग टुमारो. आई थिंक इट्स गुड थिंग फॉर अस. सो आपको क्या लग रहा है, what can be the favorable result? Because before we go to the derby discussion, ये last point क्या बताओ.
I would say even if we have a draw, I think it's a great result for India, because then we can actually think about going for the last match and winning it and then progressing. Because here, because अब क्या हुआ है, there was a draw between Uzbekistan and Syria. Yes?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So that means if we draw with them and we beat Syria, हमारा काम हो गया.
Correct. 4 points में तो I think easily we will go through. Easily
Yeah.
we will go
So
through.
that should be, that's what we should be looking at. And it will be a bonus if we can pull off a miracle. Now, looking at if this Australia match had not happened and you had asked me before that, I would have said, "Oh my God, we might just lose really badly." But the kind of warrior performance they have shown us, we expect more now. We fans expect more. We have
एकदम
hope.
सर
मतलब अब hope है.
होप तो होगा सर नाउ तो अभी तो लगना ही चाहता है वंस मतलब बहुत अच्छा है अभी तो प्रूव करना है हम लोग को राइट ये दिस इज द टाइम टू प्रूव आवरसेल्फ इन दैट
Yeah,
स्टेज जो
bro.
आप बोल
So
रहे थे
see, अर्जेंटीना को सऊदी अरेबिया ने हराया ना वर्ल्ड कप.
राइट
तो फिर anything is possible.
अच्छा सुमन एक क्वेश्चन किया आपको आई थिंक ही सेज सर वन क्वेश्चन डू यू थिंक दैट कासिमोव एंड Masaripov and Faisalov could be handled by our Indian midfield there is a difference in quality
Huge,
तो है difference
huge.
huge
Yes,
difference
I totally agree, Suman. There's a huge difference in quality, but I hope Kasimov and Masharapov and Faisalov will all be getting maximum in 87 the ball for only 3 minutes or 2 minutes each. And in those 2 minutes, so क्या होता है? These midfielders are great. Why? Because they are able to look up or they are able to scan and see their options and pass. So either if you block their options of passing, number one, or if you press them so much, that means you're so close to them that they have to look down. So ये coaching में बहुत बड़ा है. So slow down, look, show down. So मतलब slow down and then show down. मतलब you go right next to the person and he has to be forced to looking down on his own feet. Once you're looking down on his own feet, you can't do anything. It can be even Luka Modric. You can't do anything. That is why teams who are pressing well, who are blocking well, are doing so better because you have to nullify them. So अगर तुम
sure
इनके साथ जाओगे कि you let them play and you don't do your marking properly and you have let them have off the ball runs and you get attracted by the off the ball runs and your not defensive unit is not strong and you have then if you have those gaps between your midfield and your defense then it will become very difficult with these guys. Agar aapka gap between your defense and midfield is not big, we'll be able to handle them.
होपफुली क्या स्कोर लाइन प्रेडिक्ट क्या कर रहे हैं कल के मैच के लिए कुछ स्कोर लाइन एनीथिंग योर गट
As an
फीलिंग क्या बोल
Indian,
रहा है आपका
as a Indian, I would say 1-1. And if I was not an Indian and I was looking at it as a pundit, I would still say 2-1 to Uzbekistan as a pundit
okay
because
okay
I'm looking at the football stats. But I would still say 2-1. The difference is not going to be 3-0 or 4-0. So I'll say 2-1. So that means it's on the day. And as an Indian supporter, I really hope the Indian supporters win and we get it as 1-1.
मतलब सर आप बाई नहीं कर रहे हो जो एक सेक्शन से बोला जा रहा है आई थिंक उज्बेकिस्तान कैन गिव अस इतने गोल मार सकते हैं पीपल वर सेइंग मेनी थिंग्स व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड दिस कैंपेन दैट लास्ट
See,
2011 व्हेन वी हैड अ टफ ग्रुप वी
I
हैड
know,
13 गोल खाए थे पर
I know,
उस
I
हिसाब
know.
से वी प्लेड स्टार्टेड
But
वेल
I want to know who predicted out of the same people who predicted the 0-0 draw against Qatar. Who predicted
nobody
a draw against China when China had $1 billion football industry? Nobody did. Who predicted the result against Thailand when we went there? Nobody did. So all the results we have given, even this year, by the way, under Igor Stimac, winning 3 international trophies. Tell me one, forget, even I didn't. Not even one Indian football fan. Forget about these naysayers. So they are not fans. They are always wanting us to lose. And, I'm talking about even the ones who love football, Indian football. We didn't predict 3 trophies here. So if we can do that, why not? We played Oman na, in those trophies. We
right
played Lebanon. Na. So you've seen their
yes
performance. We played them this
Kuwait
year.
also
ये
we have
Kuwait
beaten
also. You've
Kuwait in
seen
Kuwait
exactly. So अब देखो ना difference नहीं है इतना. It's just a
सर
matter
वो
of everything
और एक
going
चीज
right
तो
in
ये भी
that.
है सर और एक चीज भी तो है सर 2010 में हम लोग कुवैत से 9 गोल से हारे थे ये भी हम लोग भूल जाते हैं
Yes, yes.
हम लोग से बोलते हैं वियतनाम ने इतना किया है बट डिस्कशन ये भी है कुवैत से हम लोग 9
तो
गोल से
फिर
हारा
वो
था
बोलते नहीं 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 वो तो बहुत पुरानी बात है. तो हम आपको ये भी बोल देते हैं कि फिर हमने भी तो फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया को 7-1 हराया हुआ है.
काफी
तो या
पुरानी
तो
बात
फिर
है
दोनों के बारे में बात करो पुरानी बात और अभी और उसके बारे में भी अभी.
करेक्ट
तो
बैलेंस
this
होना
is
चाहिए
what,
ना
yeah, it has to be balanced.
इफ यू सी लेबनान दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम वी बेट लेबनान इन 2020 ये जो लास्ट साल फर्स्ट हम लोग हारे थे लास्ट
And
1970s में उससे
And
पहले
that time, imagine 1970s, we had a bloody great team, man. And especially in Asia level, we had a great team. And us time, Lebanon was nothing in the Asia level. They've gone good now. So
करेक्ट करेक्ट
I would say that support. See, I'll tell you, all no matter what you say, Indian footballers, hamare, because of the ISL and everything else, they check their social media. And when they see such negativity around, na, then they think, acha, then they have doubts in their mind. When your entire country is supporting you blindly, which who is doing? Have you seen other countries doing it? Other countries supporting their countries blindly whenever they were losing 4-1, 4-0, and they're still going out in Twitter and fighting with other countries. So we need this kind of support. Now, you know, whatever you want to do to the Indian team, that means on the performance, and if they have a bad day, we do it after they come back, once they're away from public scrutiny. Because everybody sees social media, not only them.
हाँ इट हैज अ मेंटल तो एक इफेक्ट होता है 100% सर सर आपका
Thank you,
यहाँ पर आई
Somnath.
थिंक
Thank you,
सोमनाथ
Somnath. Thank you, Somnath. Bhai. Thank you.
Apuya is also really playing good. Yes, he's doing really good over there, and I think we should appreciate that. सर अभी कोलकाता डर्बी के डिस्कशन में अगर आ जाते हैं, आपने ऑलरेडी इंडिया उज्बेकिस्तान
Definitely.
कवर कर लिया. कोलकाता डर्बी मोहन बागान काफी दिन से डोमिनेट कर रहा है, आपको पता है. लास्ट 2-3 साल से तो आफ्टर दैट एटी के मर्जर के बाद से तो पूरा पूरी डोमिनेट कर रहा है. एंड आपके उसके बाद तो नाउ दे हैव बिकम मोहन बागान सुपर जायंट. ईस्ट बंगाल had a very struggling ISL 3 seasons. This is their 4th season. Carlos Quadras was brought in with high hopes. Still now, I think he's done a pretty decent job, if you ask me. And आपको क्या लग रहा है? How you see East Bengal's progress in this season? पहला ये बात बताइए. East Bengal का
My
progress
brother,
कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
I think this is the best I've seen East Bengal play as a team in the last so many years. Especially, see, the coach really makes a huge difference. And I always respected Carlos even when he was in BFC. Okay, the kind of team he used to be able to put up and the kind of football they used to play, you used to love watching it. So, Stephen Constantine had only one way of playing, and there was no other way. Okay, and yeah, some people agree to that kind of football, but when you are playing in front of 100,000 people, it's not only the victory. They want win, that is guaranteed. East Bengal has to win. But East Bengal has to win by playing beautiful football. Like Barcelona winning doesn't matter to Barcelona fans. Barcelona has to win playing beautiful football. That is what matters. So that is what has come back. The spark has come back. They are being able to compete. Otherwise, they were not even being able to compete. Now they're being able to compete on their again. See, on their day, they can beat any team now in the ISL. That's a good thing.
Correct.
And that's very good for Indian football. Unless the rivalry of East Bengal and Mohun Bagan is alive, it is not good for Indian football. They have to be almost neck and neck. Otherwise, we are losing out on, like, whenever there's Man U and Liverpool are not in the top half and one is there, then there's no point watching. That's the whole thing, and that's
Correct.
Indian football. So I would say it's going to be a great derby, especially because it's number one is going to be played for a decider, and I predict the team which is going to win this will go all the way. Be it be East Bengal or will it be Mohun Bagan? Because the kind of confidence you pick when you beat your derby opponent, doesn't matter East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, East Bengal. वो जो confidence है ना, it goes into it. So that's what even translates in the league. League में अगर वो टीम जीतता तो अगले 3 मैच जीतता ही तो कोई confidence ही इतना आता है, किसी को हरा के नहीं आता.
करेक्ट करेक्ट सर. एक चीज मेरे को बताइए सर, मोहन बागान ने स्टार्ट अच्छा किया था इस सीजन. आई थिंक आईएसएल दे स्टार्टेड ऑफ वेल, बट व्हेन दे वेंट टू द ब्रेक दे सडनली लॉस्ट 3 गेम्स, 3 क्रूशियल गेम्स उन्होंने हार के. आई थिंक वो काफी अभी प्रेशर में है. आपके उनके कोच को भी अभी जोआन फर्नांडो को भी अभी हट के हबास को लाया गया.
अनवर अली
हाँ ये है सर. यही तो बात है ना सर, जो हम लोग बोलते हैं एक प्लेयर से भी मैटर कर जाता है. इफ इट्स अ वेरी इफ इज अ वेरी इन्फ्लुएंशियल प्लेयर इन योर टीम एंड दैट प्लेयर इज नॉट प्लेइंग, एंड दैट्स प्लेज अ ह्यूज रोल.
भाई हमारी कंट्री का बुरा हाल है उसके बिना. So we are suffering as a country. Imagine. So I'm not saying Mohun Bagan is not good. The point is that imagine you've got the best players from all over India, and because the one player is suffering, so obviously Mohun Bagan will suffer. That's the nature. So if suppose Messi is not there for Argentina, or Ronaldo is not there for Portugal, and Chetri is not there for India, or Anwar Ali now, and the back is not there, it's the same thing. For example, I would say that the second goal which we conceded would have not happened against Australia. because there would have
If
been
Anwar,
better cover there on the side, and then somebody would have guided Manveer to make sure that guy is covered, and it's not an easy tackle.
श्योर श्योर, ये तो है सर, ये तो थोड़ा बहुत अंतर होता है। इगोर स्टीमैच से भी जब मेरा बातचीत हुआ था, ही आल्सो सेड दैट ये जो आई थिंक अनवर और जिक्सन सिंह का जगह पे आई थिंक वो जगह काफी हमारा आई थिंक वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू रिप्लेस दोस काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स इन द टीम।
Yes,
दीप्तम मॉडल,
in fact,
बोलिए
Anwar
सर।
and Singh, Anwar, my boy, Jackson, my boy, Sandesh Jingan, my boy, Anirudh Thapa, my boy, and Manveer, my boy. That day, Vikram Pratap made his debut, my boy. So, chalo, Vikram Pratap has just made his debut. So, you see the kind of players, what I am talking about, which I am producing. And again, I'm trying to tell people it's not rocket science. मैंने इसीलिए किया because मैं उस time पे Anwar Ali, when he was 13, 14, used to be played against in my practice matches against my senior team. So he never used to feel pressure. That is why they can pass under pressure so well. And that is what why Jackson Singh scored there, and Anwar Ali almost scored in the World Cup, by the way, hit the bar against USA. And he scored against Argentina. And he'll always do well in international football. Same with Jackson. Why? Because they don't consider them international. They consider them equals. Like I want, so the more you have, so it's not about Minervans, it's the more you have people ingrained with the thought that Indians are as good, if not better than the world, we will never win. That is why I won the Gothia, not because I'm being honest here, it's not because of the football. It's because my boys bloody believe that we were the best in the under 14s in the world, so we beat them. अगर उनके माइंड में एक भी डाउट होता ना फुटबॉल में, अगर जहां पे डाउट आ गया वहीं पे गई थी. And all 11 have to believe. All 11.
मेंटल है सर, पूरा मेंटली है एकदम, यू आर स्पॉट ऑन दैट। सर एक चीज आपको बताइए, आप कोलकाता ईस्ट बंगाल को आप प्लेयर क्यों नहीं देते? यहाँ पर बहुत आदमी दे आस्क दैट आपको ईस्ट बंगाल को आप प्लेयर नहीं देते। हिमांशु जांगड़ा को देखे आपने ले लिया।
देखो नहीं, हिमांशु जांगड़ा को दिया तो उसको अगर बेंच पे बिठाओगे तो फिर मैंने खराब थोड़ा करना है। I don't want to make him another Komal Dhatkar which Mohan Bagan has done. So the whole point is about not wasting players. Imagine if I had given it, East Bengal was asking if I had given it, I would have been earning 3 lakh rupees a month बैठे बैठे. But I rather not do that. And शुक्र है because उसकी इंजरी हुई थी, he couldn't play in the I League. He's going to be back now. Imagine if he scores goal and then he'll become a good striker for India. We have to find people who can score goals for India. So I will be doing a disservice to India by going after the money because I can sell him for 1 crore right now and say चलो ठीक है हो जाएगा. But फिर क्या होएगा उसके बाद इंडिया के लिए? मैं जो बोलता रहता हूँ वो सच नहीं होएगा ना. Maybe मैं अगले साल तक हिमांशु 0 पे हो जाए and I lose all that money right now. But the point is इंडिया के पास 1% चांस है कि एक स्ट्राइकर मिल जाएगा. तो वो 1% चांस भी जो है ना, मेरे को कहीं दूर दूर तक नहीं दिख रहा बिकॉज विक्रम प्रताप अगेन माय बॉय, दिस गाय एंड गुरकीरत, 3 लड़के दिख रहे हैं मुझे जो रिप्लेस करने वाले, और है ही नहीं
गुरकीरत। हाँ राइट सर। सर एक चीज मेरे को बताइए सर, आप अनवर अली का जो इंसिडेंट हुआ था, एवरीबॉडी नोज दैट इंसिडेंट, जो उनका एक टाइम में लाइफ हो जा रहा था, प्लस हम लोग को पता लग ही गया था ही वुड नॉट प्ले। आई थिंक उस टाइम जो आपने फाइट किया था अपने बॉयज के लिए, मतलब दैट शोज आप कितना कमिटेड है फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ देम आल्सो, एंड आपके मिनरवेंस का जो होता है, आई थिंक यू स्टूड बाय देम ड्यूरिंग टफ टाइम्स। सर तब का अनवर अली को देखकर आपका अनवर अली को देखकर क्या फर्क लगता है, जो उनको भी काफी लो थे उस टाइम, वहां से जो मेंटल।
बाय द वे उस टाइम पे जो देखता हूँ मैं इसीलिए तो इतना पागल हो रहा था बैठ के, बिकॉज सबको नहीं पता था, ठीक है, और वो मुझे पता था बिकॉज मैं देखता था हर रोज, और सारी इंडिया को नहीं पता था कि ये बात, तो मैं इसीलिए बोल रहा था कि भाई मेरी बात मानो, मैंने इतने प्लेयर प्रोड्यूस किए हैं, इतने प्लेयर प्रोड्यूस करने के बाद मैं बोल रहा हूँ दिस इज द बेस्ट सेंटर बैक इंडिया हैज एवर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन द लास्ट 20 years। समझो इस बात को, ही विल बी द कैप्टन ऑफ इंडिया, ही विल बी द बेस्ट after Sandesh Jingan, there is no one else who is going to be as good as him. He will be the perfect partner. No one was listening to me. And imagine, just मैं imagine करने के लिए दुनिया इंडिया को बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर मैं वो ना लड़ता और वो ना होता और ये बेचारा बैन होके खत्म हो जाता, इमेजिन इंडिया वुड हैव बीन अ 20% लेसर ऑफ अ टीम। पूरी टीम हमारी 20% लेस होती उस एक बंदे। सो वी हैव टू सी, एक अनवर अली की वजह से एटलीस्ट देयर बी सो मेनी नाउ who will be given hope, not to lose hope, that अगर आप लड़ो and you are right, you will win your battle and you will be proved right. So Anwar is going to be the hope of so many now thousands of people in the future that it can be done. And it's now watching him do that, then watching him score for India, watching him make his debut, being the first man on the team sheet, it just makes me feel so good. I'm so happy that not only have I been proven right, I'm thanking God that I've been proven right, because for the next 10 years, 15 years, all of us will enjoy Anwar Ali.
सर एक चीज मेरे को बताइए, नेक्स्ट रंजीत बजाज कौन बनेगा इंडियन फुटबॉल में? एक रंजीत बजाज से तो नहीं होने वाला। नेक्स्ट रंजीत
ओ
बजाज
भाई
कौन बनेगा?
अब
नहीं, अब मेरे को सच, मैं आपका एनर्जी लेवल देख के मेरे को, मैं कभी कभी स्टर्न हो जाता हूँ, सच मुझ बता रहा हूँ। बिकॉज कमिटमेंट
आई
आपका
रियली
जो है।
विश आई रियली विश मेरे जैसे थोड़े पागल और पैदा हो जाएं, बिकॉज अगर मेरे जैसे 10 भी हो जाए, इमेजिन 10 मिनरवा एकेडमी हो जाए, तो हमारे पास पूल बहुत बड़ा हो जाएगा। मैं तो देखता हूँ अच्छा पूल कितना बड़ा। मैं ये भी नहीं सोचा कि इस इज यू नो आई एम जस्ट लुकिंग एट इट्स नॉट सी अगेन इट्स वेरी मच पॉसिबल जैसे हुए। मैं अभी भी होप कर रहा हूँ दैट पीपल टेक इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम माय स्टोरी टू शो देम दैट अगर आपके पास यूथ डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम है तो आप 2 साल के अंदर फिर 4 चैंपियनशिप जीत के बाय प्रमोशन बाय मेरिट एक और टीम को खड़ा करके वहीं लेके आ सकते हो जहां पे आपकी पिछली टीम थी। बाय मेरिट, नॉट बाय स्पेंडिंग 1 रुपी बाय बाइंग एनीथिंग आउट। सो इट इज अ प्रूवन थिंग एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट अभी मिनर्वा के 31 प्लेयर्स 31 आर इन आईएसएल। नाउ इमेजिन दैट मींस एक टीम में 6 फॉरेनर होते हैं और 5 इंडियन होते हैं आईएसएल में। तो 5 इंडियन के हिसाब से 6 टीमें वी could have made. So I'm not saying I'm great, I'm saying everyone should do this. If everyone does this, फिर हमारे पास इमेजिन 10 अनवर अली होंगे चूज करने के लिए, उसमें से 2 बेस्ट हमारे सेंटर बैक, और 10 विक्रम प्रताप होंगे और 10 गुरकीरत होंगे, एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी नीड। द डे दैट हैपेंस वी विल बी सॉर्टेड। So not Ranjit Bajaj, we just need people to focus on youth
यूथ
development, man, and
डेवलपमेंट।
grassroots. Yes.
सर हम लोग डर्बी को लेके डिस्कस कर रहे थे, बट ये चीज भी है, यूथ डेवलपमेंट के बारे में कोलकाता क्लब्स हैव नॉट डन उनको जो करना चाहिए था। इतने साल में उनका एक लेगेसी था, इतना देर एक क्लब 120 साल पुराना, 104 5 साल पुराना क्लब है, तो उस हिसाब से दे हैव नॉट डन देयर जस्टिस टू देयर दैट वो पोजीशन में, दे हैव नॉट डन दैट। और वो उसको, आपको क्या लगता है कोलकाता एज अ मार्केट उसको टैप नहीं किया जा रहा? आपको क्या लग रहा है एज एन आउट, आपको क्या लग रहा है? बिकॉज आप
I am very sad, bhai. I'm very sad. Why? Because forget Calcutta and this. जो भी अब चलो वो तो हमारे स्टॉलवर्ड्स हैं, मोहन बगान ईस्ट बंगाल। जितने बाकी आईएसएल क्लब हैं उनके जो कोचेस हैं मेरे से बेटर हैं हमारे कोचेस से, बिकॉज सारे यूएफए प्रो लाइसेंस हैं। उनकी फैसिलिटीज मेरे से बेटर है, उनके टेक्निक्स एवरीथिंग इज बेटर। दैट मींस एक्चुअली लुकिंग एट इट दे कैन प्रोड्यूस बेटर प्लेयर्स देन मी। ठीक है, and if they actually focus on it. Now, Mohan Bagan East Bengal have had the experience of winning titles because of their youth players who've been in their academy. जो पिछला टाइटल जीता था मोहन बगान ने, उनके अगर वो 3 यूथ प्लेयर जो उनके एकेडमी से आए थे वो ना होते और उन्होंने वो गोल ना किए होते उन टाइमों पे, वो टाइटल ना जीतते। सिंपल बात है। सेम चीज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपल लाइक शुभ घोषण और नाम, सेम चीज मैं बात कर रहा हूँ बार्सिलोना की। बार्सिलोना को कोई पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है, दे कैन बाय द बेस्ट प्लेयर्स इन द वर्ल्ड, बट दे हैव द बेस्ट एकेडमी इन द वर्ल्ड। दैट इज व्हाई लुक एट द नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु जस्ट कम आउट ऑफ बार्सिलोना व्हेन दे हैड दैट फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस। उन्होंने सारी अपनी बच्चों की टीम बना दी एंड दैट टीम इज किलिंग एवरीबॉडी फ्रॉम जावी टू पेड्रो टू ऑल दोस पीपल, पेड्रो एंड ऑल दोस पीपल। Same. Look at Manchester United. Manchester United has never had even one team for the last 80 years जिनमें उनका academy product नहीं हुआ। You think Man U can't afford to buy the best players? जो घर का player होता है ना, and Mohan Bagan East Bengal players understand this. जो घर का player मतलब the guy who's been born and brought up doing that, he will give his life on the field. जो आया अपनी salary पे ना, he'll care about his MCL and ACL injury and he'll just get out of it. Doesn't matter कि डार्बी का गोल होने वाला है, और जो घर का प्लेयर है ही नोज कि मेरा करियर खत्म हो जाएगा बट आई विल सेव दैट गोल। दैट इज द डिफरेंस।
सर
So we
अभिषेक
have
आपको
to
क्वेश्चन
we need to
बोलिए।
fans need to get after Mohan Bagan East Bengal. That's the only people they listen to. Fans they need to get after them because उनका पैसा कितना खर्च होएगा? 0। 2 करोड़ रुपया दे रहा है FSDL. They need to pump it all into youth development.
सही बात सर। सर लाल और विष्णु का प्रोग्रेशन क्या दिख रहे हैं, कैसे आप दिख रहे हैं, हाउ दे आर डूइंग इन ईस्ट बंगाल में जो आए हैं? लाल लाल लास्ट टाइम ही गॉट इंडियन कॉल अप भी उनको मिला है, आपको कैसा लग रहा है इनका प्रोग्रेशन?
See, not only Lal and Vishnu, in fact, a lot of the boys who've come, and especially ones we didn't even know about, are getting so much of game time and are becoming household names. हम पिछले कोच के साथ क्या हो रहा था, जो सिर्फ नाम पता थे उसी घिसी पिटी नाम को ट्राई कर रहा था, रिजल्ट भी वही आ रहे थे, तब भी वही ट्राई कर रहा था। He didn't have idea too. So Quadrat didn't have good results in the beginning. लोग भूल रहे थे, सेम रिजल्ट्स आ रहे थे, But he
No.
changed. He trusted his youth. He trusted new players. He trusted people who were performing in practice. Doesn't matter what your reputation is. He trusted people to make comebacks into the team. He trusted people who had names earlier and but were willing to die for the team on the field. They were coming back. Like Khabra, वो बंदा ईस्ट बंगाल के लिए मर जाएगा, उसको खड़ा कर दो.
सही
So just having that guy in the team gives, not even on the field, सिर्फ टीम में होना, it is 20% more.
सही
You have
बात
to have people who bleed blue, who bleed red and gold. Simple.
सर एक चीज, ईस्ट बंगाल वर्सेस मोहन बागान, क्या प्रेडिक्शन आपको, क्या लग रहा है, कैसा मैच होने वाला है?
Draw.
ड्रॉ होने से ईस्ट बंगाल क्वालिफाइज.
Oh, then they deserve to. If it draw on SAB, they qualify. But I don't want, what I don't want is, I don't want East Bengal to go for a draw. That will be the worst thing, because that will change what Carlos Quadrat is all about. As long as attacking football, why I don't mind seeing somebody different, because I think East Bengal really deserve a trophy, guys. I think they really deserve a trophy now, and it's been very long, and this will be a fill up to their entire fan base, which we need. Okay, and this is something which will not only do that, will give a lot of support for the fans behind that, and they will start filling out the stadiums in this Indian Super League. In the next derby which happens, I guarantee you it will be a 1 lakh match, guarantee, and they will make sure that those ticket stands are open, because they should be open now.
सर एक चीज कोलकाता में, एक ऑफ टॉपिक है, मैं बता देता हूँ बिफोर यू आप रैप अप करते हैं, उससे पहले सर रेफरिंग को लेके बहुत सारे बात हो रहा है. इंडियन फुटबॉल में रेफरिंग हैज बिकम अ वेरी वेरी, क्या बोलते हैं, ईस्ट बंगाल सपोर्टर्स काफी वोकल रहे थे, बिकॉज उनको आप लास्ट 2-3 गेम्स में उनके साथ बहुत सारे मतलब क्या बोल, ना इंसाफी बोल नहीं सकता, इट इज अ रेफरिंग कैन हैपन इन दैट वे, कैन गो ईदर योर
Nah, bhai. I'm totally with East Bengal fans. No, you know me, but I say it like it is. ना इंसाफी,
राइट.
बहुत बड़ी ना इंसाफी है, और ये टाइम आ गया है कि ये ना इंसाफी होनी बंद हो जाए हमारे फैंस के साथ, बिकॉज ये नहीं है कि ये सिर्फ ISL में हो रही है. इमेजिन अगर ISL में हो रही है तो आई लीग के रेफरी का लेवल क्या है, और अगर आई लीग का रेफरी का लेवल क्या है, सेकंड डिवीजन में क्या है, तो इमेजिन कर रहे हो जो हमारे बच्चे हर रोज खेल रहे हैं वहां पे, उनमें से कई गेम छोड़ के जा रहे हैं क्योंकि इतने गंदे रेफरी हैं उस लेवल पे. देयर हैज टू बी अ कंप्लीट टोटल ओवरहॉल ऑफ रेफरिंग सिस्टम्स इन इंडिया. और हमने गलती क्या की है? वी हैव लिसन्ड टू FSDL. दे हैव गिवन 2.73 crores, 3 crores almost, to a Gora, Mr. Trevor Kettle, to become chief of referees here. वही 3 करोड़ हम अपने इंडियन रेफरीज में बांट देते, उनके पास लाइवलीहुड आ जाता, they would have left their other jobs and focused on refereeing. उनको तुम भूखा नंगा रख रहे हो, and you're giving a white guy 3 crore rupees. How is that guy going to come and improve refereeing? One guy.
ये तो एकदम मतलब और पॉसिबल नहीं है, बट
इससे अच्छा तो VAR सिस्टम ले लो यार, 3 करोड़ यहाँ खर्च कर रहे हो. So you know these are the things which we need to think about and make sure that the games are fair for the fans, because when one man who does not the part of the other team or your team decides the match, it's not acceptable. Doesn't matter
Sir,
what
एक-
happens, it's not acceptable.
सर हर टाइम जब भी कुछ ऐसा होता है तब देयर इज अ सेक्शन ऑफ पीपल हु स्टार्ट सेइंग दैट रेफरी ह्यूमन एरर तो हो ही सकता है, बट ये ह्यूमन एरर के चक्कर में वी आर नॉट गेटिंग अ डिजर्विंग विनर्स, ये भी तो है ना
I
सर.
tell you, if it's a human error made by one person once, it is human error, agreed by. But if the same referee who's making the same mistake time and again in different matches, that's not human error, that means he's shit. Simple. So like, if I'm in a job and I'm a bus driver, and every day I'm going and banging the bus, will I still be given the bus after that? No. If I'm a doctor and I'm killing my patients every day, will I be given more patients? No. If I'm a police wala and I'm letting my criminals go every time, will I be getting a job? No. Same way, if a referee is making mistakes, he needs to be demoted, and the ones who are doing well, promoted. Unless there's consequences for these referees, nothing will happen. We have to have a system, and now at the same time you have to pay them well. Then you can hold them accountable. But now you want to hold them accountable, but you're paying them peanuts. That's not right. So both ways, there's a complete overall required in system.
सर एक चीज, दो चीज आपको पूछना है बिफोर वी रैप अप. दो चीज क्विक क्वेश्चंस, दो क्वेश्चंस आपको लेना है. दे आर सेइंग, आप जैसे बोल रहे हो ईस्ट बंगाल को बहुत दिन से ट्रॉफी नहीं मिल रहा है, सो आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो ईस्ट बंगाल को ट्रॉफी मिले, आप खुश होंगे बहुत, ईस्ट बंगाल सपोर्टर्स भी खुश रहेंगे। बट सर गुरकीरत सिंह को आप ईस्ट बंगाल को कब दोगे? गुरकीरत सिंह हम लोग को चाहिए, इंडियन स्ट्राइकर। कार्लोस क्वाड्रेट प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बोल रहा है आपको इंडियन स्ट्राइकर चाहिए।
हिमांशु जांगड़ा, गुरकीरत तो पड़ा हुआ है ना उनके मुंबई के पास, वो देने के किसको देंगे? See, the point is, I would love it if Carlos actually wants an Indian striker. I would love to give it. In fact, अभी हमारे पास एक लड़का आया है, हिमांशु जांगड़ा is one. The next one you will see in the I League is Gigi. So he's a boy from Assam who's become the highest scorer in the Delhi Premier League right now. He's 19, but he was the highest scorer for India in the under-19 SAF. He was the MVP. जैसे हिमांशु जांगड़ा था, जैसे उससे पहले गुरकीरत था, ऐसे करके सेम वे, दिस इज द सेम ब्रीड. सो है, बट पॉइंट हमारे को क्या है? पॉइंट है मेरे इंडियन स्ट्राइकर्स को गेम टाइम चाहिए. अगर तुम उनको वहां पे जाके बेंच पे बैठाओगे, दे विल नॉट, इन 1 year दे विल बिकम जीरो. देयर इज नो कम बैक टू दैट, बिकॉज 19 से 21 तक इफ यू डोंट गेट गेम टाइम, यू गेट रुइन्ड.
सर एंड बिफोर वी आई थिंक रैप अप, अनवर अली का फिटनेस के बारे में सब बहुत पूछ रहे थे, आपने पहले बोल दिया था, प्लीज सबको बता दीजिए, नहीं तो आज रात को भी बहुत सारे व्हाट्सएप आएंगे अनवर
Don't worry. See, Anwar Ali is doing very well. In fact, you will. What I can promise you is, you will see a fitter and better Anwar Ali on his return. And you have to just have patience, guys, because Anwar Ali is going to be serving Mohan Bagan for a very long time to come because of his loan. Okay, and he's going to be serving India for even a longer time to come. So we have to be patient and not rush him, because हमारे को पहली बहुत मोहन बगान को भी लॉस हो गया है और इंडिया को भी लॉस हो गया. We don't want to make sure that. So इसमें ये ज्यादा नहीं है कि it is going to be out for the season. He's not. He's going to be back. He will play the ISL. It might take 30 days. It might take 35 days, but not more than that. 40 days maximum. It is between 30 and 40, but I can't predict because it has to be done according to his recovery, his rehab, which is being done by very good doctors in Mohan Bagan, because उनके लिए और भी important है उसको जल्दी फिट करना ना.
सही, तो we can expect by the last week of February, I think everybody should be happy now. Well, by last week of February,
you will come to know exactly कि he's coming now or in 1 week maximum. 10 days.
Okay, एकदम. Thank you, sir. I think it was lovely talking to you after a good break. I think इससे बाद हम लोग बहुत जल्दी करने वाले हैं और एक शो. I think we'll do a show again.
I'm always here for you guys. In fact,
Okay.
all the fans सबको बोलना, मैं इसी रेफरिंग टॉपिक पे एक कल वीडियो ट्वीट करने लगा हूँ, जो हमारा मैच सुदेवा के साथ था. और वही रेफरी आईएसएल का रेफरी है, लाइंसमैन भी आईएसएल का रेफरी है. उससे 3 दिन पहले मैच करके आया था, और फिर मैं दिखाता हूँ उसने क्या किया. उसके 2 दिन के बाद उसने आईएसएल का फिर मैच किया और वहां पे जाके भी गन डाला. सो आई विल नॉट नेम, बट यू विल प्लीज सी माय ट्वीट टुमारो.
I'll definitely, मैं शेयर भी कर दूंगा अपने पेज में. তো থ্যাংক ইউ রঞ্জিত স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ সবাইকে যারা দেখলেন শোটা. লাইক করবেন, সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন আমাদের চ্যানেলটাকে, আর কালকে আমরা আবার অন্য ডিসকাশন আনবো, ডার্বি নিয়ে আলোচনা করবো, ভারত আর উজবেকিস্তান ম্যাচের আলোচনা নিয়ে আসবো. থ্যাংক ইউ সবাইকে আমাদের তরফ থেকে. গুড নাইট.
জয় হিন্দ. গুড নাইট.